All right, everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to quickly go over graphing data with Posh EasyWin, querying an endpoint, pulling back several pieces of information that might be useful to you, the analyst. So essentially, we're going to go over the quick steps. We've already imported the proper credentials for our environment. We've contacted the DC where Active Directory is living and pulled down all the host data that we can from Active Directory, and we'll have that in our tree view right here. And now we're going to do a endpoint analysis for Win10 TAC04. Essentially, you just select the endpoint, click it, and we'll click on Graph Data right here. And go ahead and do that. And we'll do Endpoint Data Deep Dive. Now, something to keep in mind when you do this particular query is the more selections that you check, the longer the query will take to return results. So just keep that in mind. If you want to do 1, 2, or 3, for instance, you can click on services or processes and just keep clicking away. But just keep in mind, like I said, the more queries you select, the longer it'll take. So we'll just do 2 for right now. We'll just run the background. I've already ran all the queries at once. I'll just let this go and we'll just do notify me when it's done. And as you can see, I've already done one earlier. It took about 6 minutes, but I selected all of them. So now we're going to go ahead and view this data in our web browser. So we can go open up in browser, and then what it'll do is it will take the data that we have pulled back from the endpoint, and it will allow us to visualize it in Chrome or Edge or whatever browser of our choosing. So right now it seems like the previous query that we selected is finishing up, and we'll probably get a notify here in just a moment saying, hey, look, the processes and services that you selected for Win10 04 are done and you can view them. So we'll just go ahead and select OK, and we'll continue on by viewing the previous set of data that I pulled back using the deep dive. So press OK, and what will happen here is that PS Write HTML module will kick in, and we will see Google Chrome pull up here in just a moment so that we can visualize all the different data sets that we pull back: shares, PowerShell history, services, processes, network connections, certain software that might be installed in the endpoint, and it'll really give us a real granular view of everything. Now, keep in mind when you're running these queries, if you want to make sure you allocate your machine enough resources to do said stuff. But right here, you can see quickly, we can go over system info for our computer. We can schedule tasks and jobs if we want to get into that. Hardware that's installed, we can go over there. Security, let's see here, accounts and groups, log on activity for certain user accounts. We can look at event logs if you want to, last 1,000 for application, last 1,000 for security. If you want to look at software that's on the endpoint, if you want to look at shares, if there are any shares, could be SMB shares, who has SMB share access, any startup commands that might be on the endpoint, PowerShell history or sessions that may be open. Now, just if you start seeing things like this on the endpoint, it might prompt you to dig a little deeper and to see exactly what's going on and why these particular payloads that are annotated in the PowerShell history are going on. That's just one of many things you might want to take a look at. But using the deep dive feature is extremely powerful and extremely helpful to help you get on your way to analyzing an endpoint and maximizing Posh EasyWin's power. So in the next video, we'll go over more quick tutorials. I hope you enjoyed this. See you later.